It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and everyone's watching Cade Otton. He should be one of his quarterback's best friends this week. It's the Bucs and the Ravens, just ahead on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the inner harbor of Baltimore, Maryland, and M&T Bank Stadium. Thanks for having us in. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson up here in the booth. Should be a good matchup here, Greg. A couple of playoff teams a year ago that are hoping to take that ultimate step and get to the Super Bowl this season.
And oftentimes, that's the most difficult step, right? You go from being a perennial playoff contender. That's great. But now, how many of these teams can now say, okay, not only are we in the playoffs year in and year out, but we are a legitimate Super Bowl contender in any given season? That is easier said than done, but I think these two teams today both find themselves at the end of the year in that mix.
The kicker, Chase McLaughlin, will get this one started. And off we go here in Baltimore. And he's brought down right at the 35-yard line. The Ravens offense taking the field for the first time, led by their quarterback, league MVP in 2019 and 2023, Lamar Jackson.
There wasn't really anything fancy last week's win, Mike. I mean, he had the one interception. He would clearly like to have that one back. But for the most part, I thought he did a nice job keeping the ball out of harm's way. However, it's clear after reviewing the film, he left a lot of opportunities out there. I think there was a lot of meat left on that bone. The 2 touchdown passes, those were great. If he's going to continue to lead his team to more wins in the future, he has to do a better job identifying those mismatches, finding those opportunities, and when they present themselves, he's got to take it.
Bateman is the motion man. On play action, here's Jackson. He's got his tight end, Mark Andrews. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
This is a great example, Mike, of just how effective it is when you're efficient on early downs throwing the ball. I mean, when you can pick up first downs without getting to third down, as the game unfolds, things just get easier and easier. Take what the defense is giving you. Don't force the ball downfield. But when you can stay ahead of the chains without having to get to third and have it plays, that's when an offense is really firing.
You can't beat a running quarterback. Gain of 16 and a first down.
First and 10 at the 22-yard line.
From the shotgun, it's a give up the middle. They converge on him quickly. He'll only get a couple. It was Derek Barnes with the stop. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. In motion comes Andrews. Jackson now on 2nd down. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
It's so easy to underestimate the speed of this quarterback until you get on the field. They break down your pursuit angle so quickly because of that speed, so give credit to the defense. They understand it's a collective effort to contain this guy, and this time, defense wins and brings him down for a sack. And that's a great job defensively here on 3rd down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the 1st down.
On 4th down, here comes Justin Tucker for the Ravens. His kick will split the uprights. It's good. And the Ravens are out to an early 3-0 lead.
You know, they did a lot of good things on this opening drive, Mike. I know they stalled out once they got down there into the red zone. They're going to need to work on finishing some of these drives as this game moves along. But that's a good 3 points to start this game.
And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. So the Tampa Bay offense set to work for the first time in this one. And they're led by the #1 overall pick back in 2018. Greg, it is Baker Mayfield at quarterback.
It's not often that you can win by multiple scores in the NFL, so you got to imagine they're coming into this week's game with a lot of confidence. They were able to put together a pretty well-rounded performance in all three phases last week. So, again, can they build off that? Can they continue to grow as an entire team? Because offense, defense, and solid contribution from their special teams, they showed last week, and going forward, this is going to be a hard team to beat.
They run with the Oregon man. It's Bucky Irving. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more. They send Evans in motion. On second down, Baker. The pressure, too much, and he goes down.
Just can't seem to get anything going on every ensuing snap. They just continue to go backwards and backwards and backwards. They've got to find a way on first and second down to stay ahead of the chains so third down is not so daunting.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Mayfield. He dives, and what a catch for the first down. It's a gain of 28 as they convert on 3rd down.
You just love to see this effort, especially on 3rd down. You understand, you want to keep this possession alive. You have to do everything in your power sometimes to bail out your quarterback, and it's exactly what he does here, and it brings up a fresh set of downs.
Off the play fake, it's Mayfield. Oh, and a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass he'll say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up 2nd down. Out of the shotgun, Mayfield. To the middle of the field, he's got Evans. He's going to be taken down at about the 30.
Well, the run after catch is certainly nice, and they're definitely going to take it. But watch the savviness of the route running. Certain guys just have a better field for running these slant routes than others, and it's a nice result.
He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up 2nd down. That's Palmer, the man in motion. Throwing on 2nd down, Mayfield. It's complete to Evans. Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes of the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, you got to find green grass, get past the 1st down marker, be friendly to the quarterback, and then the ball has to be out on time before those zone defenders can react to the receiver. It's exactly how it played out here. You can drop all the fancy plays you want, but when the
he is in. Touchdown, Buccaneers. That touchdown #1 for him on the year.
We all make such a big deal, Mike, when we see a quarterback go through his progression and deliver a deep downfield strike for a touchdown. But sometimes just take what's easy, the easy pitch and catch, get an underneath completion. That's exactly what the quarterback does here, takes what the defense gives them, and when you have a playmaker like that on the outside, they can do the rest with their feet after the catch, and the end result is still a touchdown.
Next to score, Buccaneers 7, Ravens 3.
Here's McLaughlin now. After the score, he'll kick this one away. The return starts from the 5. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. So they come to the line for first down and 10. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up second down.
He's taken down at the 33-yard line. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up second and 4.
And the pistol, Jackson ready. Catch is made. That is Schoonmaker. And he'll try to use that size and push forward, but it will not work. They're going to get him down behind the line.
Linebacker certainly wasn't fooled on that play. Not only does he get there in a hurry, but he's able to secure that tackle and bring him down for a loss.
On third down, Jackson. He'll look deep here for Burks. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a fourth down. Ravens bring their punt team out. This is taken at his own 30. And it's a good solid return as he takes it back up near midfield. The Bucs offense ready to take over for their second possession. The lead sits at 4. So they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with first and 10. Baker gonna give it to Irving. A modest gain, maybe 2 yards. It's second down. Here's Mayfield. In trouble, and down he goes.
Sometimes you just have to know when the play is over and live to play another down. He has pressure coming right at him, and instead of just throwing the ball away, he tries to escape, he tries to get creative, and he ends up losing a lot more yards than he should have.
Third and long. To throw is Mayfield. This one caught left side by Evans. It'll gain some yardage here, but that is not nearly enough for the first down. It's going to bring up fourth down. The Buccaneers getting their puncher out there. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens headed back out again. And his numbers this season, eye-popping in a lot of categories. We'll just show you one. He is the NFL leader in rushing touchdowns by a quarterback. The drive begins at the 20. Here's first and 10. The man in motion is Burks. Trying to find somewhere to move forward, but nothing going. Tackled for the loss of a yard.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
And he's able to find a crease, get ahead for 7. He'll bring up third down. So they'll talk over what to do on this third down play as we have hit the end of the first quarter. 7-3 is our score. We'll be back in Baltimore after this. Here now, 3rd and 5. A tight end in motion now. Play action now. Jackson. Taking off. He'll try to get there.
That's a great job defensively. Even though they let him escape the rush initially, there was nowhere to go with either their ball or as a runner, and they're able to force fourth down.
Here's their punter now. as he's on to punt for the second straight drive. And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. The Buccaneers offense headed back to take over once more. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Throwing is Mayfield. A short one there to Otten. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. Baker to throw. Looking middle there, but it's incomplete.
Timing and trust. Critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
That's caught. It's Bucky Irving. He's going to have the first down, and that one good for 9, and the drive continues.
He's in a really nice rhythm here on 3rd down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
1st and 10. To throw is Mayfield. Get this complete right side to Otten. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. A give. This is Irving. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Mayfield. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
That's going to be out of bounds, no return. And the drive's going to start from just inside the 20-yard line. The Ravens offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And they love to find different ways to get him the football. Look there. He comes into this week 2nd in the NFL in receiving yards out of the backfield. On 1st and 10, Jackson. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
The man in motion is Burks. Lone back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And he'll get maybe about 4 yards out of that one. Lane closed quickly. And here comes 3rd down. From the shotgun, here's Jackson. And this drive is over before it can start. He's swallowed up to force 4th down.
An 8-yard loss.
You got to find a happy medium as a quarterback between knowing when to extend the play and just knowing when to go down. In this case, the defensive tackle gets there in a hurry. He puts an end to this play before it even gets started.
Here's the punter now, as he'll take this a yard or 2 into his own end zone. This will be returned from the other side of midfield, and he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. Here's the Tampa Bay offense. They're going to take over once more. They'll begin with terrific starting field position. It gets going with 1st and 10. They send Evans in motion. On 1st and 10, here's Baker. He'll look underneath here for Irving. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's a 2nd and 6. Now Mayfield. There's Evans. He's got it. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play caller. Him and the quarterback seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes, and there is a lot of room to operate.
Mayfield to throw on 1st and 10. Right back to Evans. He's got it again. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
Well, it goes without saying. You want to play wide receiver in the NFL, Mike, how well can you change directions? How fast can you get your body from one direction to another? And when you can cut like this guy, I'm not sure how you guard it.
On 1st down, here's Irving. He'll fight forward for a short pickup to the 16. 2nd down and 8. They bring their tight end right. Right back to Irving. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up 3rd down. Mayfield to throw. Quick throw out wide. It's caught.
When you're willing to throw the ball short of the sticks on 3rd down, you know what that tells you, Mike? The decision to go for it on 4th down has already been made. If you're able to pick it up with yards after the catch, great. But if not, it's a 4th and short, and you give yourself a realistic shot of converting on this 4th down.
And he will have the 1st down. So they roll the dice on 4th down in the red zone. And it pays off with 1st and goal. Here comes Otten in motion. Here's a run to the 5-yard line. Now here's 2nd and goal. Here comes Otten in motion. They'll run. It's home. And he'll get 3 yards here, down to the 2-yard line.
And with that run, Mike, even though it brings up 3rd down, it still keeps this offense in what they call a 50-50 downs. It means with the down and distance provided, you can call a run or a pass in both.
And he gets to the outside and takes it in. Baker Mayfield. Touchdown, Tampa. That is 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
Here's McLaughlin now. After the score, he'll kick this one away. Now return coming from the 7. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Ravens offense. And Lamar Jackson getting set to take over once more. And he's used his legs to great effect this year, both when the pocket breaks down and by design, as you check out the league leaders in quarterback rushing yards. And he is planted in the backfield. Defenders crashing through, blow up that play behind the line. 2 minutes to go here till halftime. We'll come back to Baltimore after this. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. The man in motion is Burks. 2nd down, Jackson. That is left side and caught by Flowers. Here's 3rd and 7. From the gun, Jackson. He'll try to run for it. And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line.
You certainly can't fault the secondary here. The coverage was almost too good downfield on third down. The quarterback realized quickly there was nowhere for him to go with the ball, decides to become a runner. He's able to pick up the first down and some.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. Jackson now. And that time, the pressure too much. He'll go down. Now the Ravens use their first timeout. Clock stops with a little under a minute to go in the second quarter. Well, that helps. It's going to be a much more manageable third down, getting some good yardage on that second down play.
It's a gain of 13 yards. Leads to third down.
They'll motion a tight end right. Jackson from the gun on third down. There's a short one caught by Andrews. And great determination as he gets forward and picks up the first down. Here's Jackson. He's going to run it.
Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
Here's 2nd and 6. They'll send a tight end in motion right. Off the play fake, Jackson. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So as halftime looms, Mike, they have to find a way to capitalize on this drive right here and make sure they end the half with some sort of points. Now, that incompletion, not ideal, but at the very least, it stops the clock. Catch your breath, get back in the huddle, and this next play, it's got to be a gotta-have-it best play call.
Out is Justin Tucker to try the field goal. This a 42-yard attempt. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Ravens cut the lead to 4. It's 10-6.
And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well, you're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out.